Hello, how are you today? My name is Alyssa.
Hey, Alyssa, how are you?
Good. So, this is our first visit today, Alan. So, I just want to go over a few of the guidelines for counseling.
Okay.
Anything that we only have 10 minutes
Oh, okay.
set aside for us. If you feel as though we need more time or we don't reach our end goal today, we can go ahead and schedule a follow up appointment, which I still hope we can do, whether or not we reach the goal.
All right, fair enough.
Just want to give you a heads up on the time. And secondly, anything that's said in this room is strictly between you and I. I cannot tell anybody else. Even if you did something illegal, I can't disclose that to anybody. The only way that I could disclose anything is if you want to harm yourself or harm someone else.
Things haven't gotten that bad.
Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, so what does bring you into my office today?
Well, the problem I think that is giving everybody a little bit of notice is Rob is left the company, got a better offer, and everybody is asking who's going to be the replacement. You know, there's about 4 or 5 guys in the company that could be the new guy, or they may around here they may bring in somebody, just brand new from some other company. So, from my position, I'd be concerned because it's going to impact me one way or the other.
So, who's Rob and what's his position?
Oh, Rob's my boss. He's the CFO, and there's about 5 or 6 people. A couple of them I could delete them. I don't think it would really be them as a somebody that would be put in place of all 6 of these. But of the other president, it could be anybody. So
it could be anybody amongst you 6 or anybody in the company.
Well, if it's if it were just the people here in the company, it's probably maybe 4 out of the 6 could be a possible, and then but if they bring somebody in from outside, who knows?
Okay, so what I'm hearing from you is that your previous boss, your most recent boss, got a different job, left, and now you're concerned about who your new boss will be. You don't know if it's going to be somebody from inside the company or someone from outside the company.
Right.
So let's talk about what would happen if it was someone inside the company. Who do you think you have the potential of?
I think I could be one of those 4 out of the 6. 2 aren't any competition. The other 4 include me.
Okay.
That could be a problem. Well, it would be great if it were me because it'd probably be a boss. We get a raise in there and a bigger office and all that kind of stuff.
Moving up the ladder.
Moving up the ladder, and I'm getting towards the end of my career, and I'd like to, the rest of it is if it's one of the other guys, one in particular, I don't know that I'd be real happy with him. I don't think he would make a good boss for me. The other 2, they'd probably be okay, but I'd still rather be me. If they bring in somebody from outside, it could be anything.
So how do you feel about somebody from the outside coming in? Does that make you? Would you be happier with someone from inside the company or someone from outside the company?
That depends on who it ends up being. I don't know.
Okay.
That's the big question.
Has his boss, so as the CFO, so has the CEO said anything to you guys about the changes? Has he or she mentioned that there will be a new boss in place in that position, and whether or not it's inside or outside the company?
We haven't heard anything, just rumors. That's always danger, but this is very important position, and we would have to replace him. This is not something you could just split it up into everybody, do a little bit more and we'll get by without replacing this guy. They might combine two of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's a possibility, but no, this would be a big change.
Okay. So I'm hearing you say that it's going to be a big change. Regardless of it's
That's
somebody
right.
inside.
Even me, it would be a big change.
It'd be a big change for you, no matter what, whomever becomes the boss, whether it's you, whether it's somebody that you respect inside the company, somebody who you think doesn't meet the qualifications,
In my
inside
opinion.
or outside. Yeah, in your opinion, yes. So is that true?
Yeah.
What I'm saying?
Yes.
Well, okay. So let's think of the worst case scenario. Who becomes the boss?
Ooh, well.
You don't have to tell me their name, but
Yeah.
just think about whomever he or she is, and they become the CFO. What will that?
Worst case?
How will that impact you?
Well, worst case could be somebody who, if they bring in somebody from outside, he might want to do everything different and may not like the way we're doing it. And he might want to bring this new guy. When there's a new guy that comes in at that level, he might want to turn everything on its ear, and that he may not like me or she, and I'd be out on my ear. That would be the worst thing.
So I'm hearing that you're worried about change.
I am worried about change. Yes, I am.
You don't want CFO. So you work under the CFO. So I'm assuming you work with the numbers
Right.
of the company,
Right.
and you all have a way that you've been doing it for years, and regardless of who comes in, they might change things.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I am used to change on a basis here where there's a lot of things all the time they're changing, and I'm a part of those. As long as I'm part of those, I have some input, and I also have a chance to have my contribution to any of these changes. If it's somebody I don't like from the outside or otherwise, now we're talking about worst case. It could be a great person. I'd be very happy, and this be my new best buddy, guy or woman. But if it's a new person, all bets are off, and we just have a big question mark: who's going to be the player to take the place?
So I'm hearing you say that you are okay with change, but you don't like to not be a part of the decision making. So I'm thinking tell me if I'm wrong. The best case scenario for you in this position, besides you becoming boss, would be whoever the new CFO is. If there are changes, which there probably will be, that man or woman, you would want them to ask y'all's input and to have some say in what changes, what stays the same, what we have realized does work, what doesn't work, how can we all be a team, as opposed to, so you have a team and you have the team leader, as opposed to the structure of the boss telling you exactly what to do. You would like it more of a team kind of approach?
Certainly, I'd like to have. I want to see who's coming in and what they want to do, and hopefully, this new person, it will be all for the good. But we don't know that because we don't know. We have this big unknown, whether it's internal or a new person coming in. how that's going to turn out. So we're all kind of, hey, have you heard anything today? Or
So everyone's a little
yeah,
apprehensive.
it's not. Yeah, I should say that the water cooler discussion.
Right.
People are, this is big change, so everybody's interested.
Okay. So we are coming close to the end of our session. We haven't reached a goal set yet, so I'm hopefully with my receptionist in the front, you can schedule another appointment with me.
Okay.
But for the time being between now and then, what I would like you to do as your own little homework is write down and then bring with you. You can type it or handwrite it or however you can talk into a recorder, whichever you feel like. Write about the worst case scenario and how you are going to successfully approach that.
Okay. When could we meet again, do you think? Next week?
In a week, for sure. I like
Okay.
to do it by every week.
Maybe by then we'll have some more information.
Probably. And then, so that's the worst case scenario and how you're going to approach that. And then what I want you to also do is, since you think or you believe that you've been with the company for a while, you know what's going on, you have your master's,
I've been here 15 years.
You've been there 15 years, so you have seniority, you're pretty overqualified from what you're telling me, so you might get that position. So I also want you to write what's going to happen when you get that position, and think about what you mentioned to me about how you want to hear, how you want to be a part of the changes. So if you become boss, think about how you feel right now as not being boss and how you would work with your team, with the people that work for you. Does that sound like something you could do?
Yeah, that's good.
It'll allow a little reflection on what's the worst case scenario and how you can approach that. And if you can't think of a way to approach the worst case scenario, we can talk about that together. It's okay if you can't find an answer. And same as for the best case scenario.
Okay, good.
So I'm looking forward to talking to you about it. I'm excited to see what happens at your job. I'm rooting for you.
Me too.
All right. Thank you, Alan. It's
Thanks,
nice to
Alyssa.
work with you.
All right.